Welcome back to Chukitable Media. We are still on the recognition of Palestinian state by some countries all around the world. In France today, there have been a command from the ministry that the people of France should not hoist the flag of Palestine anywhere in the local government, in their houses and everywhere, because this is a directive from the authorities. But unfortunately, these offices and the people all around France did not listen to this command, despite the fact that there are also some fine to be paid by refusing to obey the order or by not hosting the flag of Palestine in their houses and in their offices. But people still went ahead and they host the flag of Palestine. So we are still here having the news and listening to what is happening all around the world because of this recognition of Palestinian state. You know, before, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, said in an interview that, it is not right for Israel not to allow two-state solution with the Palestinian people. And he actually, in this interview, also condemned what is going on in Gaza, the killing, the genocide. So I would like you to listen to that video right here.
Unfair because West Bank has nothing to deal with Hamas. And when people start saying our answer either to the recognition or to the situation will be to restart settlements in West Bank, this is the best evidence of the fact that this is a political project whose objective is not to dismantle Hamas, but to kill the possibility of a two states and to deny the right of Palestinian people to live in peace in the region.
So, but eventually today, at the United Nations, France also recognized Palestinian state. And here you have Mr. Emmanuel Macron on the podium also giving out what he feels it should be, what he feels it should not be, all, because of this recognition of a Palestinian state. Let's watch and listen to what he has to say.
Le temps est venu. C'est pourquoi, fidèle à l'engagement historique de mon pays au Proche-Orient, pour la paix entre le peuple israélien et le peuple palestinien, je déclare que la France reconnaît aujourd'hui l'État de Palestine. Cette reconnaissance est une manière d'affirmer que le peuple palestinien n'est pas un peuple en trop, qu'il est au contraire ce peuple qui ne dit jamais adieu à rien, pour parler avec Mahmoud Darwish, un peuple fort de son histoire, de son enracinement, de sa dignité. Et la reconnaissance des droits légitimes du peuple palestinien n'enlève rien aux droits du peuple israélien, que la France a soutenu dès le premier jour, et au respect desquels elle n'est pas moins attachée, précisément car nous sommes convaincus que cette reconnaissance est la solution qui seule permettra la paix pour Israël.
France is a major stakeholder which ought to be listened to. At the same time, riot broke out in Italy today because of this Palestinian recognition, because the government over there in Italy refused to recognize a Palestinian state. Under the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni. So, in Rome, 20,000 people gathered in front of the main train station, according to the local police. Many of them students shouting "Free Palestine" and holding up Palestinian flag. Some had marched via the Colosseum through though at the front holding up a giant banner saying "Against genocide, let's block everything." At a terminal station, Michelangelo 17th. He was there to support a population that is being exterminated. So a lot of people were outside there, property destroyed because of the refusal of the Italian government to recognize a Palestinian state, as a lot of people have done all around the world. So tens of thousands of people protested on Monday across Italy as part of the day of action to denounce the genocide in Gaza, with blockades, strikes, marches that descended into clashes with the police in Milan. Because the trade unions over there also said, okay, they are in support of Palestinian state and the killing should stop. Let's see and let's watch what went down over there.
Palestine will be free! Be free, Palestine! Thank you. We listen to you.
At the same time, in Japan, the Japanese have refused to recognize the newly, trend of recognizing Palestinian state. So their reason is best known to them, and I would like you to listen to the video right here.
国際社会ではパレスチナ国家承認の機運が高まっています。これを受け、我が国としてどのように対応すべきか、何が我が国が一貫して支持する二国家解決の実質的な進展に資するのかといった観点から政府内でこれまで熟議を重ねてまいりました。その結果、日本政府としては今回の国連総会のタイミングではパレスチナ国家承認を行うことはしないとの判断をしたところでございます。
The Spanish Prime Minister also spoke, recognizing Palestinian states. So these are part of the countries that recognize a Palestinian state. So, and I would like you to listen to what the Prime Minister also has to say.
In February 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. Much of the international community, including the US and the European Union, rightly condemned this aggression. We also approved sanctions against the invader and provided support to the victim. Well, then I keep wondering what double standard prevents us from condemning with the same determination the murder of over 60,000 Palestinians in Gaza. Spain firmly recognized the right of the State of Israel to exist and to stand up for its own security. We also condemned in the strongest possible way the brutal terrorist attacks perpetrated by Hamas on October 7, 2023, and called for the immediate and unconditional release of all the hostages. But protecting your country is one thing, and killing over 60,000 civilians, displacing 2 million people, bombing hospitals, and starving innocent children to death is quite another. I do believe that we are witnessing one of the darkest and most terrible events of the 21st century unfold right before our eyes. And simply the international community cannot remain silent and paralyzed.
You remember I mentioned something about Netherlands yesterday in one of my broadcasts, but actually I haven't heard the story. If They have actually done so, recognizing this Palestinian state, but I doubt if they will. Even Luxembourg, I doubt if they will. So we're still watching, though there are, kind of protests in their parliament. And as mentioned, a woman, one of the parliamentarians in blouse, wearing the flag of Palestine, as a symbol of protestation, as a symbol of support for the Palestinian people. And I'd like you to watch and listen to how the conversation went down in their parliament.
Gelet de ernst zou ik het waarderen. Ik begrijp dat u het aan mij vraagt. Ik begrijp het.
Ja, ik vind het bezwaarlijk dat u nu in deze vlag hier gaat staan.
Ik zou het waarderen als ik mijn bijdrage mag doen zonder me te hoeven omkleden.
Ten tweede male wil ik u verzoeken om even iets anders aan te doen en dan terug te komen.
Volgt de eerste termijn van de Kamer. We hebben nog 5 sprekers te gaan.
Nee, voor plannen die niks op gaan lossen. Nou, lijkt me als de kiezer dat het in zijn oren knapt.
Is ook de kleding van Kamerleden neutraal is, dat het geen uiting mag geven?
Voorzitter, ik vind dat mevrouw de Vos gelijk heeft. Wat mij betreft ook niet op deze manier.
Ik heb het reglement van orde erop nagelezen. En ik zag daar nergens staan dat je niet met een blouse in de kleuren rood, groen, wit en zwart een bijdrage zou mogen uitspreken vandaag.
Gelijke monniken, gelijke kappen. Dus dit kan. Protesteren tegen een genocide die er bestaat. Dus voorzitter, absoluut moet daar de ruimte voor zijn om te uiten. Voorzitter. Ik schors voor een ogenblik.
Mensen hier met bepaalde uitingen houden.
Ik zou het waarderen als ik mijn bijdrage kan uitspreken, maar als u een stap verder wil gaan, dan zult u me toch echt moeten wegsturen. Het Kamerlid niet begrepen. Ik hoop nooit in een situatie te komen dat ik moet beslissen over leven en dood. Wij staan hier in solidariteit met de Palestijnen. Maar het allerbelangrijkste is dat alles van waarde weerloos is. En dat we alleen vooruitkomen als we het meest kwetsbare centraal durven stellen. Als we durven te redeneren vanuit de belangen die zichzelf niet kunnen verdedigen.
Mire, señora Ayuso, ¿sabe lo que significan los colores de esta bandera? Le está diciendo que no con la cabeza. Señora Ayuso, sea más discreta, que no se note que da tantas órdenes. Mire, el negro representa el exilio que sufrió el pueblo palestino. El blanco, la paz. Y el verde, la esperanza de poder vivir en una tierra fértil. El rojo es la sangre derramada de cientos de miles de palestinos. Esta es la bandera que usted persigue, señora Ayuso, la de la paz, la dignidad de un pueblo perseguido y la esperanza en una tierra fértil. Mire, Ayuso, está usted más fuera que dentro, porque este es el Madrid que hace 20 años dijo que no a la guerra de Aznar. Este es el Madrid que el domingo dijo que no a un genocidio. Este es el Madrid que cada vez tiene más claro que no tienen lugar personas sin corazón, sin humanidad, sin dignidad. Señora Ayuso, está usted más fuera que dentro. Váyese y ahórrese el bochorno.
¿Cuándo pone una bandera de España o una de la Comunidad de Madrid? Porque se les olvida a quienes representan. Puede la izquierda del no a la guerra, que es la izquierda que no tiene nada que proponer. Resulta que estos deportistas no representaban a Israel. Estos deportistas eran canadienses, británicos y dirigidos por un español. ¿Sabe de quién era este grupo? El equipo directivo era de un empresario israelí. ¿Sabe también de quién es este empresario valedor? Del Atlético de Madrid. ¿Lo va a cancelar al Atlético de Madrid? ¿Le va a prohibir al Atlético de Madrid que juegue la Liga? Pero usted se da cuenta de que no saben de lo que están hablando. Van a perseguir a su familia como han hecho con el director de ese equipo que, insisto, no representa a Israel. Aunque haya un corredor Israel y un empresario israelí, como el que le digo, le va a perseguir por la calle como han hecho a su mujer. Pero ¿en qué mundo viven ustedes y dónde nos quieren llevar?
We will recognize the state of Palestine when it has an effective government that accepts Israel's right to exist and categorically renounces terrorism. Hamas has consistently rejected Israel's right to exist. It has yet to renounce terrorism or agree to disarm. In fact, Hamas has vowed to repeat the terrorist attacks of 7th October if given the opportunity again. Hamas's refusal to recognize Israel's right to exist, its rejection of peaceful coexistence, and its propagation of terrorism. In June 2007, Hamas violently seized Gaza from the Fatah-dominated Palestinian Authority and has ruled in Gaza by force ever since then. And there have been no elections in the occupied Palestinian territories for 2 decades. Regrettably, extremist elements on both sides continue to actively undermine the prospects for a two-state solution. Hamas has consistently said no. Singapore has consistently held that Israeli settlements are illegal under international law. We have voted in support of UN resolutions that reject Israeli settlement activities, and we call and have called on Israel to rescind all unilateral measures seeking to change the status of Jerusalem. Singapore will impose targeted sanctions on the leaders of radical right-wing settler groups or organizations that have been responsible for acts of violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. Territorial and political compromise is essential if this conflict is ever to be resolved. The Israeli people and the Palestinian people both exist as an objective reality. Both have claims to a sovereign state in their ancestral homeland. If Israel takes further steps to extinguish a two-state solution, we will reconsider our position on recognizing a Palestinian state.
Now you've seen it. I want you also to put your comments in the comment section and let me know if you actually support this move to recognize Palestine as a country of its own. Just put your comment down there. Let me know on which side of the divide you're standing. This is Chokitable Media. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Put on your notification button, and God bless you as you do. Let's create a world whereby there won't be any war, whereby there won't be any killings. Let's ask those people, the Israel killing Palestinians in Gaza and all over.
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.